From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Ticats Today with Brayden Neville.
On today's show, I speak with newly re-signed Ticats punter Kaare Vedvik as he discusses sticking around in the Hammer for 2 more seasons and having a new special teams coordinator for next season. And I also talked to newly signed Ticats running back Ante Milanovic-Litre about joining the Black and Gold. And he tells me a funny story about how Scott Milanovic and him cleared the air on the similarity in their names. It's Friday, February 9th, 2024, and you're listening to Ticats Today. Happy Friday, everyone. Felt like a spring day as I walked into Tim Hortons Field today. I hope all of you are enjoying a little bit of sun and not stuck inside too long for this beautiful Friday. The Ticats are continuing to speak with free agents up until the end of the communication window Sunday, and there's a lot going on in these next few days. There will be that 2-day period between the communication window and when the free agency actually opens up, and that's when the CFL Newswire will absolutely explode with signings, and I'll keep you up to date on everything once it's made official. The Ticats have been hard at work, including re-signing my first guest to a 2-year deal. All right, joining me now is the punter for the Hamilton Tiger Cats, fresh off signing for another 2 seasons with the Cats, Kaare Vedvik. Kaare, first of all, congratulations, man, on re-signing in the Hammer for 2 more years.
Appreciate it. I'm excited about it.
And what was your decision to stay in the Hammer? Was that something you wanted to do all along?
Yeah, I mean, when I was traded here in August, I just came off of a season, not a season injury, but I had an injury, and got here in August, and it was such a good surprise, Coach O and the staff and Jeff and all my teammates and just the culture in the locker room is exactly what I'm looking for with a team. So in Hamilton and this area between all the Great Lakes and how pretty it is out here, it's not a bad place to be. So it kind of made the decision pretty easy.
And what do you think about the fan base here in Hamilton and seeing how passionate they are about their Ticats?
Oh yeah, it's wild. I feel like when I first signed here, I was living right next to the stadium, and just walking to and from where I live, you see all the fans out there. And I know I forget the name of the church, but I ended up having conversations with a lot of the locals, and everyone's Ticats fans. So it's it's a good time.
Now, you and the other leg on the team, Mark Leggio, you both re-sign on the same day. I know you guys are roommates on the road. Was that pre-planned? Were you guys talking on the phone a little bit before you made the decision?
No, we didn't. I think that's just chemistry right there.
Yeah.
Thinking the same, and ended up happening on the same day. That's we texted each other, congratulated each other, and we're both happy to be back and work with each other. So.
He touched a little bit on your guys' relationship, but what's it like being with him? How is he as a roommate when you guys are together on the road?
No, he's awesome. We feel like we're very similar. We have a lot of mutual interests, and we have a good time together, real good conversations. And, when you meet a lot of new people, some people you just click with right away, and you feel like you've known each other for a long time. So he's kind of one of those guys. I feel like I've known him for a while. And we also played against each other, and we've seen each other on the road before.
Now, during this off season, what are you doing? Where are you training? Like, what's your schedule look like for training wise?
Yeah, right now it's a pretty interesting schedule. I live with Jacob Zott.
Okay.
Yeah, he also resigned. So me and him both were up at 4. He's up at 4 a.m. I'm up at like 4:20. I sleep.
That's crazy.
Minutes. We go to the stadium. And we follow our workout program. I'm on Coach Boom's program.
Yep.
And it's awesome. So yeah, we go there, we run, we work out, and we blast the music and turn it up on full throttle. And yeah, we get after it. And around 8 a.m. I start work at my job with KPMG. So and where I'm sitting right now at the office. So.
Oh, right on. Wow, you got a nice view there too.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So yeah, come down here like 3 times a week, and then 2 days a week I work from home, and then I just I kick on Wednesdays, and on the weekend, so about 3 times a week I get my training sessions in.
Now, who's waking up who in the morning? Is someone banging on someone's door to get them up at 4 in the morning? Because it would be tough.
Jacob's a machine. He's like that. I'm the guy. Yeah. Extra 5-10 minutes, and Jacob's on the door knocking. He's like, "Are you coming this morning?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm coming. I'll be there." And so yeah, we're at the stadium 5 a.m. sharp every day. So
And what's that program like? A lot of players talk about working with Coach Boom, but what is that program like? And it must be different for you as a punter.
Uh, Both yes and no.
Yeah.
I think I do some additional stuff that is
Mm-hmm.
more catered to not necessarily just kickers, but I would think a lot of DBs, wide receiver, anyone that wants to run and have good mobility in your hips and joints are going to do a lot of extra band work and hip exercises. So I do focus on that, and but I love the weight room, and Coach Boom's program is similar to a program I've got provided before.
Mm-hmm.
It's very much like in phases. So you focus
Yeah.
on phase where you're building a lot of strength, and then you towards the season you tune up your fast twitch and your explosiveness and all that. So yeah, we get after it and it's fun. It's a real good program.
Is Jacob a good roommate? Also, is he a clean guy?
Oh, I cannot speak highly enough about him. Standard, to put it that way. So he's super organized. I mean, everything is spotless. I mean, he's got a little. He ordered from Amazon a little hanger for his guitar. He's got like a
Oh wow.
placing for his hats, and I mean everything is super structured. And also, he is a great chef.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That helps. That helps.
yeah, he's passionate about cooking food. So I mean, every week we're at Costco. We meal prep for the week, and yeah, he's shown me a few tricks or two in the kitchen too. So.
I want to try some of it. I could see Jacob being a nice chef there. I want to get back on the football talk here. You have a new special teams coordinator coming in, someone you played against out west, Paul Boudreau. What do you know about him and him coming in here to Hamilton?
Yeah, well, kind of what I know is, he was special teams coordinator in Winnipeg, and then I've also talked to Mark a bit about, the relationship, how they practice, and kind of what the message is. And
Mm-hmm.
but other than that, I don't have a personal relationship with him yet. But I just asked for his number today, so I'm looking forward to reaching out to him.
Are there any things you're looking to work on for next season, as in this off season, that you're focusing on in particular?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm hammering down on my punting and my kickoffs for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come back full strength, and I'm going to show everything I'm capable of.
Yeah.
So I started as a field goal kicker, so I can kick field goals. But we got Mark, so it's he's a phenomenal. But I'll be there and able to help any way I can, and I'm looking forward to come back in best shape I've ever been in. So.
You're also Legio's holder as well. Is there like a lot of conversations? Is that something you really need to, the technique wise, get down between the two of you? And especially both you guys coming in during the season, it must have been difficult to get thrown into that right away.
Yeah. I came in mid-season, and I have a lot of respect for Mark handling it the way he did, because that's one of the elements a lot of people that don't know a lot about kicking, they don't think about,
Mm-hmm.
is that
Yeah.
very important to know each other's habits, because when you're operating a field goal, everything happens under 1.3 seconds. So the snap got to get to my location by Gordo, and then the way I catch it and the way I my antics is gonna.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get used to it. He's got to have a feel to see it's going to be the same every time. So so we do work a lot together, making sure that that's all in sync and that there's that it's just automatic.
Yeah. And that's another guy I wanted to ask you about is Gordon White, because he's quite the character, but quite the long snapper, or the long snapper, as he likes to call it. But what's it like working with him, and especially you two being so intertwined in that aspect of it?
Yeah, Gordo, man, it was such a positive surprise when I met him. He's like you say, he's a character. He's an awesome guy, fun to be around. He's brings a lot of energy to the practice, and he's an insanely good athlete.
Yeah.
It's just like he's the right combination of what you want in a long snapper, and he's not afraid of work, and we get a lot of good work together, and I think all three of us getting the chance to go into a training camp together did really well together, just kind of on a short notice in the season, not giving them any time to really get to know each other, and now we get a chance to we even live in the same area here, so we can coordinate, and if we want to meet up with each other, we can train together, and we can build some real good keep building chemistry before we left off.
Yeah, Gordo's quite the character. Had him on the show a couple of times. If there's one position where the wind affects it the most, it's yours. Mm-hmm. How do you deal with those Hamilton winds sometimes on those extremely windy nights at Tim Hortons Field when you're punting? Is it kind of a psychological thing? Do you kind of have to focus on wind and your kicking ability at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say I'd say it's more psychological than anything. Right?
Hmm.
There's when you punt into the wind, you want to focus on a few things, but it all comes down to your fundamentals. You want to focus on holding on to the ball slightly longer. You want to make sure you're just hitting the ball clean.
Hmm.
But a lot of times, going into it's all about practicing your fundamentals. So that when you go into the wind, it's just the same thing. Is you're just gonna hit the same ball, right? And
Yeah.
you can't be affected by it. That's what's gonna end up throwing you off, if anything.
Now, a couple months still to go until training camp. We're still a few months away, but what are you going to be doing these next few months to get prepared for 2024?
I'm gonna train.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got. I've got my work permit. Everything's in order. I'm set. I went to the border yesterday with Nick, and so yeah, we're all set. I just got my routine, got my schedule, and we're just working.
Is this your first off season staying in Canada, or has this something you've done in the past?
Yes, I did this last year. That's a
Okay.
decision to stay in Canada, and that's when I got the job with KPMG for the off season, because I had the option between, do I go back to Norway or do I stay here?
Mhm.
And we had the stadium, access to the stadium every day, so I could train at the stadium. I had a job, so I didn't see much reason to leave, and
Yeah.
now I enjoy it over here. So I'm gonna stay. Yeah,
I'll let you go for now, but Corey, it's great to see you back for another 2 seasons, man, and I'm looking forward to seeing you around Tim Hortons Field.
appreciate you, Brayden. You have a good one.
That was Punter Kaare Vedvik. Before we go to my next guest, a reminder that the Ticats are looking for the next brand ambassadors to perform on game days, attend community events throughout the season. So if you think you have what it takes, you want to join an extremely talented team, and I mean very talented, the auditions will be held March 3rd at Tim Hortons Field. Make sure to follow at Dance Cheer Ticats on Instagram for the most up-to-date information. Now, time for my next guest, one of the newest members of the Ticats. All right, joining me now is the newest Hamilton Tiger Cat, Ante Milanovic-Litre. Ante, welcome to the team, man.
Thank you very much. I feel very welcome. Ever since I signed, the reception's been very warm from everybody with the Hamilton Tiger Cats organization and with the city for that matter.
Why did you decide to come to Hamilton and bring your talents to the black and gold?
Well, I've been in talks with Hamilton over the years, and the stars aligned finally, and it just made sense. They reached out and made a strong offer for me, and getting on the phone with everybody, almost everybody in the organization, it really pushed me over the edge, and I'm happy to finally be here.
Having been a veteran of this league now for 7 years, does this process get any easier when you have to do these free agency talks, or is it always difficult every time?
It always brings its own challenges. I mean, when I first left Calgary all those years ago, everybody was really shocked to see me go. They never people that know me to be incredibly loyal. I've got friends I've had for 28 years. Like, I've got friends I've known my whole life, and I still keep in touch with like all of them. And for me to leave that team, I remember how shocking that was.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to these free agencies. Like, people, it's always a surprise for myself. I mean, to find myself here, and it's been, every time you go through this process, that people are coming towards you and seeking you and trying to get you onto their team. It's quite a flattering process. I'd say that much. And does it get easy? It's part of the business. It's so much fun to be. I got the coolest job in the world by far.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's got a cooler job than I do. And to be rewarded by coming to such a historic team and franchise, it doesn't get how does it get better than that?
No, it's definitely a dream, and that's what many people dream of, and you're definitely living that dream. What were those discussions like with GM Ed Hervey and head coach Scott Milanovic before coming over?
Oh, they were absolutely fantastic. Speaking with Ed, he was, we got on the phone right in the early hours of the Tampa period, when the process first began, and we kind of reflected on the past years, some of the struggles that Hamilton was going through, and the solutions that they see moving forward, and just kind of seeing how we all fit into that puzzle piece. And it just made a ton of sense. So speaking to them, very knowledgeable and very professional. Everybody was really great. Got onto the phone with Scott, Coach Milanovic, later that day, and that phone call was probably close to a half hour. And he asked me if there was any questions I had, and we started getting to the finer details of football. And I reflected a little bit on what was successful and what wasn't successful in my past, and how could we, if we see football the same way. And I think we both have an agreement of what produces success in professional football, and having that similar vision will, we could work for each other and make sure that this is a really strong year for the Ticats.
And it's a culture that you're already seeing being built, and a lot of the players have said that, and Scott's been around the league a long time. One thing that struck me about your name right away, Milanovic, you're pretty close there. You're only one letter away, so maybe like a distant relative or something.
Yeah, we that was probably the first thing we talked about on the phone. I was like, okay, let's clear the air. So we're not cousins, as many people think. So no, we're not related. And his origins of his name come from different parts of the world than mine does. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure that's the first thing many Ticats fans notice. And speaking of Ticats fans, it's a crazy fan base. You're coming to a football crazy city. How important is that for you to be in a place where football comes first?
Oh, we can't wait for that. I mean, every time you're going to Hamilton, hearing the Oski Wee Wee chant, I smile every time I hear it. I think it's one of the most fun things it's among the most fun things in the CFL. And
for sure.
Coming into the donut box, it's so much fun. It's always, you could get a feel for it when you drive through the neighborhoods, like on game day and everything. Everybody's got their Ticat flags on their front porch. The crowd, they dig deep when they're talking smack to you. Hamilton Ticat fans dug deep a few times. So it's really fun.
It's they're a passionate fan base, to say the least. Do you have any memories of playing here as an opposition that you can share about this fan base? That's all right to share, I guess, on a show.
Well, so I believe it's in Hamilton that one of the exercise bikes is broken or is still broken on the sideline, and I came off the field after an offensive drive, and I jump on the bike. And like the seat's broken, and I was getting heckled by the fans as I was like fumbling around on this bike. I was like, "Oh, hold on, you're talking smack to me about this. I didn't break the bike." And they're going back and forth. You got to replace the bike. It was broken already. That was probably one of the more fun. And I do recall maybe a few years ago, I had a young fan drive out. I can't remember if he was from maybe around the somewhere between Toronto and Hamilton, but he made the trip out to the donut box to come watch the game and to see him after the game, and he was really excited to get a pair of gloves and everything. So that was I got nothing but good memories here.
Yeah, it's definitely a fan base you want on your side, and they make that known. For those fans that don't know you, what kind of player is coming over to Hamilton?
Well, Hamilton's getting a running back that's really going to get those hard yards. There's some people there's always, you kind of look, I take the shortest distance between point A and point B. You're going to get somebody that's going to run with their shoulder pads down, take a few guys down with them anytime I take the ball. I'm big on special teams. I embrace my special teams role. I love that phase of the game. So, that historically, Ticat fans might remember a couple successful fakes on Tim Horton's field there from me as an opposition. That's kind of what they're gonna get a really gritty football player that just loves the contact side of the game.
Excited to see it. Ante, off the field, what are you doing for fun? What are you doing during your spare time when you're not thinking about football?
My spare time, so I love being outdoors.
Okay.
In the fall, we love hunting season. we're working all the time and training, getting ready for next season. So I love reading. My wife is a big reader. We just got married this past December here, and
Congratulations.
yeah, traveling's a big thing. So now, especially with all these free agency moves I've made, I think we just did the math. I think I've lived in 6 different cities in the last 5 years. So we love to travel. We love to see the world, and that's kind of, that's probably the top things.
Yeah, well, hopefully this is a place that you can stay for longer, and you can finally, get some roots here a little bit. But for a guy who likes to travel, I guess this is the perfect profession for you because you're going all across the country all the time. Another running back on our team also likes to read. So James Butler, he's a big reader. So maybe you guys can trade books and have a little running back book club maybe.
Yeah, it's always fun to get on those teams that have a little book club going. It goes a long way. It's so important.
Now, looking ahead now towards the rest of this offseason, what does your training schedule look like as you prepare for next season?
Training, we're training in some facet almost on every day. We'll have a rest day somewhere along the week. And between, so Vancouver, I'm out in Vancouver right now. It's pretty warm, so we kind of use that to an advantage. So when the weather's really good, we're outside making the most of it. So we're on the field between 3 and 4 times a week, and we're in the weight room for about another 4 to 5 times a week.
It sounds like you're getting ready for this season. I mean, it's going to be an exciting time, and especially with a new team. And come May, it seems like it's going to be. It's still a few months away, but it comes so fast.
Yeah, and it gets really exciting too when you're in the training process and you're improving. Like I'm always looking to be the best version of myself. And the part of that training process, you start seeing the improvements and stuff. And there's always, every off season, I'm always trying to find some kind of record of the past to break. And it's been successful. Every year I've always found somewhere to improve. And I'm looking forward to that, to reaching those areas where we're getting closer and closer to training camp is to be, and truly feel like you're bringing the best version of yourself. It's almost like when you first get drafted, everybody kind of talks about the combine prep and everything. There wasn't a second of wasted effort in that process of the pre-draft, and then every subsequent year you're kind of building off your off-season program and how you can you be better. And I'd proudly say that every year I found, even if it's a marginal improvement, we're always improving, and I love that. It gets me so motivated and so excited to get it back on the field, and especially with this new team and organization. I can't wait to show people just who exactly I really am.
Well, Ante, you're getting me excited for the season, and I'm excited to get to meet you in person come May. Training camp is still a few months away, but like I said, it comes quick. So once again, Ante Litre, thank you for joining me today, brother.
Thank you so much, and I look forward to all the same and to getting into the thick of it this season, which is going to come sooner than later.